Doug Ford set to release one of his least partisan, least political announcements to date, and it may just prove to be his most popular one ever. No, I'm not talking about scrapping the carbon tax. I'm not talking about fighting those social justice warrior unions at universities or trimming the size of the provincial government. I'm talking about banning cell phones in school classrooms, public schools, elementary schools, high schools, banning them from all class time use. The policy is already in place in certain schools and certain school boards, but the Ontario government is going to roll this out across the province. Every single school. Yes, you can have them on your backpacks. Yes, you can have them in the playground. I guess in the hallways if you need them. No usage in the classrooms. Now they're going to leave the policy up to the individual schools of how they enforce it. What you do, how you punish people, how you make kids not use them. But the flat out rule, no using your phones in class time. That is the new rule, and boy is it getting a lot of applause. Not just from people who watch politics, day-to-day observers of the political scene, but regular folks, regular parents who are saying it's about darn time. There's a lot of concerns out there about kids using cell phones too much, kids using technology way too much. Distractions, rewiring the brain, all these things that we're really only just beginning to understand, and people who are a lot more informed than me about the science of this, writing a whole bunch of papers on it about how this can be detrimental to your health in many different respects, and also just detrimental to your whole social maturation and how you're socialized for the years ahead. I think it's also an issue that adults are going to have to be talking about, because it's not just up to the school boards and the schools and the teachers and the principals to enforce this. It's what's happening at home. It's what's happening with the family. Setting rules, saying, okay, from 5 to 7 p.m., from 7 to 9 p.m., whatever it is, you can't pick up your phone for those 2 hours. We're only going to have family time. You're going to have to read. You're going to have to play with board games. You're going to have to do chores. No, just sitting there on your phone constantly. I remember a few years ago we had the anti-bullying mania that was going on. A lot of people saying we're being bullied all the time in school, in classroom, and it was pushing kids to even self-harm. Some kids were committing suicide in the most extreme cases. And you're not in control of what other people say to you, but you are in control of how you respond to situations, and you're also in control of whether or not you sign up to all these different apps and devices that enable people to be bugging you and nagging you at all times of the day. This was part of the problem with the new phones and the social media. The bullying can go from the classroom, in person, where the teacher can hear it, to on the phones, to when you leave the classroom. So this is just one small step headed in the right direction to tell kids and to tell their parents and to send a message through our education system. Don't be so connected to your phones. It shouldn't be your only lifeline to reality. As more and more parents applaud this news from the Ford government, you should probably expect other provinces to face calls for them to follow suit and do the same, and I think they'd be wise to do it. What do you think?